Це відео ми створили для нашого волонтерського англомовного каналу, щоб ще раз привернути увагу всього світу до нашої країни. Але також я вирішила поділитися цим відео із вами. Ми додали українські субтитри для тих, що рівень англійської ще не дозволяє розуміти її на слух. А для моїх просунутих учнів на YouTube ми також додали англійські субтитри. Приємного перегляду.
Wow, what happened? Oh gosh, I'm in the real exclusion zone.
Let's check this place for any possible anomalies.
Hi guys, this is Maribu, your streamer, and today I'm going to be playing a game by a Ukrainian company GSC Game World called S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, Heart of Chernobyl. You might have heard that part of the team behind this game is currently serving in the Ukrainian army, and I think it's truly amazing that we can play the game created by somebody who has active combat experience. Also, you know that I always react pretty strongly to some horror elements, so I promise you that this stream is gonna be super interesting. Let's go. What is that monster? Oh my god, it's a bloodsucker! Wow, this atmosphere in the game is really impressive. I've heard that it actually looks pretty real, like in the actual location. Wow, this place looks like somewhere that I would really love to visit one day, but unfortunately now it's closed to any tourists because it's a military zone nowadays, so I don't think it's ever possible to get there. Oh wow, what is that? Is that an anomaly? Looks kind of weird. Wow, what happened? What is this? Am I in the game? Oh gosh, I'm in the real exclusion zone. Is this all real?
Okay, I guess radiation level is not that high. I guess radiation level is not that high, so we can take the gas mask off. Wow, it really feels like in the game. So let's go. I'll show you some pretty curious places.
Very strange feelings arise in this place, as it is an amusement park, and such places are usually filled with joy and a cheerful atmosphere, but in this park you can feel the tragedy that struck the zone. This place vividly shows that joy and laughter have forever abandoned it.
What you can see here is an old amusement park with these cars and those little boats, and it's a very typical thing for Soviet Union towns. Even in my hometown, where I was growing up in the 90s in Luhansk, in the east of Ukraine, I remember doing those and those. Like, I remember playing at those places, but now it's obviously not that popular. But this place is frozen in the 80s. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. let's go check out some other places. Can you hear this? It's beeping. What does it show? Wow. Yeah, so actually it's not really that dangerous. It's not as dangerous as a lot of people may think. And I've read somewhere that flying on board of a plane, so flying by plane, is much more dangerous in this regard than being here. But so it was constructed in 1972. And it was functioning just fine, but obviously since 1986 it hasn't. This is a place called Palace of Culture, and its name is Energetic. It's a place which is very typical for pretty much any Soviet Union city or even small town, because it's a place where all the social gatherings used to happen and people would come here for different events. And there's a square, most probably the main square of the town. And this place is just a very standard one. It was designed according to a pretty standard plan. And it was opened in 1972 and was functioning just fine until 1986, until the time when the disaster happened. So this one, yeah, it's a pretty recognizable place because you should have seen it in the game. And there was a significant event on the 30-year anniversary of the Chernobyl disaster. Some activists, pretty much stalkers who came here illegally, they decided to light up this place with LED lights in the colors of the Ukrainian flag, blue and yellow, as the way to, pay tribute to the people who died in this disaster and to raise awareness about the fact that such regimes as Soviet Union and now Russia lead to such horrible events, and they don't value human life, and such horrible things can happen. So that's it. So let's go check it out. Let's go see what's inside. And I'm really getting wet.
It's hard to believe that these drawings have remained so bright and intact, just as they were decades ago. Yet, this symbol of Ukrainian culture in the few places remains whole and has stayed as vibrant as ever. Most of what surrounds them has changed, irreversibly destroyed, making it difficult to even imagine what it once looked like. By the way, these places look remarkably similar with the ones from the game. Second floor lies a pile of scattered Soviet books. Reading a few titles, it becomes clear that it's all Soviet propaganda, more like trash than actual books. One of the titles reads, Social Planning in the USSR.
So remember I said it's called Palace of Culture, and it was a place for social gatherings, but there was also a swimming pool, some maybe sports groups and classes, so it was a place where people went to do things like that. So this is one of them, a swimming pool. And yeah, it's super weird to see the water here, which is not the original water, of course, but Wow, it's amazing. It might surprise you, especially if you are a younger viewer, but well, actually in Soviet Union there were no supermarkets and it was not so easy to buy things. But Pripyat was one of the first cities in Soviet Union to get an actual supermarket with self-service. So you have a shopping cart and you get things off the shelf, put it there and then pay for it. And this shopping cart, which you can see here, it's from those times. So it's still here, frozen in time, frozen in 1986. And if I sound weird, it's because my lips are frozen. It's especially weird to see this water leaking from the ceiling in a place which is connected with water because there is a pool inside this pool.
Inside the building, you feel even worse than outside. Here, you feel more at risk, as if at any moment something or someone might attack you. It's colder inside and the dampness is palpable. There's also a strange sensation. I know the human body cannot sense radiation, but throughout my time in the zone, beyond the cold and damp, I feel something else, something eerie and sinister. Perhaps it's the spirit of this place, the town that ceased to exist in an instant, abandoned by its people. Now only solitary stalkers make their way here in search of adventure, or, as it seems to me, in search of themselves. There is something philosophical in that. You feel as if you're in another world, standing at the intersection of reality and something beyond.
Okay, I actually had to shut this thing down because it was too loud, which means we're not really supposed to be spending much time here. But just look at this. This used to be the central square, because at the beginning, remember I told you to look at that place, and I thought that's the central square. No, this was the central square. Because I was looking at the trees, I was like, yeah, just some trees are growing here, but it used to be the central square, and without humans, nature took control of this place, and yeah, it's really amazing in some terrifying way. By the way, you see this thing behind me? It's a pretty impressive construction. It's an over-the-horizon missile radar. It was the biggest in USSR, and there were two of them. One of them was here and one of them was in Siberia. And what's interesting, it was supposed to identify some intercontinental missiles, but it's directed at the west, at Europe, right? So they thought that missiles would only come from that direction. But ironically, missiles are now coming from another direction, from the direction of Russia. Yeah, but this thing is huge. Look at it. It's huge. It's pretty much the biggest antenna in the world. I guess I just made it up. There was nothing there. Let's check this place for any possible anomalies. I wouldn't suggest going there.
Its structure is truly impressive, and while I might be wrong about it being one of the largest in the world, it is undeniably huge. Here's some additional technical information about it. The Duha system was extremely powerful, reaching over 10 megawatts and emitted in the shortwave radio bands. NATO military intelligence had already given it the reporting name steelwork or steel yard, based on the massive size of the antenna, which spanned 700 meters in length and 150 meters in height.
Okay, it has actually stopped for a moment. So that's the supermarket I was mentioning earlier with that shopping cart left outside of this palace of culture. I think we should get out of here because, yeah, okay, it was beeping, but it's better not to stay in places where it's beeping too much. Okay, so this one is still beeping. It means that radiation level is still not the best, but we're now getting to a place which used to be a restaurant, so let's see what's inside. Basically a monument to Soviet Union propaganda, because this was the place where all these posters and different banners were created. I don't even feel bad because this is how people were brainwashed. Yes, it's one of the departments of the Ministry of Truth, if you know what I mean.
I've arrived at a new location, the Pripyat Cafe. The cafe is located near the pier by the Pripyat River. These vending machines are typical of Soviet times. For just a few kopecks, you could get a glass of carbonated water, which was considered something of a delicacy. Each machine has a reusable glass that everyone shared. Wow, the stained glass windows here have survived, and it feels like a true miracle. They're so vibrant, like a ray of hope, a beam of life breaking through the darkness. Most of the mosaics in Pripyat were created by the Ukrainian artist Ivan Litovchenko. He was born in 1921 and died in 1996. His artwork is a true masterpiece, and it's really amazing that it has still remained almost intact. This place is captivating, but it's not wise to linger here. Despite its beauty, it's quite dangerous due to the especially high radiation level in this area. In the game and in reality, this place looks almost identical. 5 stars to the developers.
So I've walked you guys through this exclusion zone, and as you can see that unlike the game, here you can't find any mutants or anomalies or monsters anymore because our soldiers kicked them out of here. But unfortunately, we still have monsters, Russian soldiers in the east and in the south of Ukraine. And the situation is critical at the moment, and every day we're losing our people, we're losing our land. So I really urge you all to help us and join this fundraiser for electronic warfare systems that save lives. We have already equipped some Humvee vehicles with those electronic warfare systems, but we need more because every system like that saves lives of our soldiers, and they can perform their duties and they can help our country stay on the map of the world, and it's human lives. So join the fundraiser. You can find the link below in the description. Thank you for watching, and remember that us Ukrainians are fighting this war not just for our country, but for the sake of the whole world, for the sake of democratic values all over the world. And if by some horrible chance Ukraine falls, it's going to be a very bad message to a lot of horrible leaders in other countries in the world that this is possible. So let's not let this happen. Ukraine must win, and you can help us with this. Thanks for watching. Bye.